Okay, and we're back here for experiment 3 in lab 5, and this is basically just finishing up the paperwork. I would have thought that this would have been actually just part of experiment 1 and a part of experiment 2, but they make it another experiment, and that's fine. Okay. So what we're going to do here now is the paperwork from experiment 1 and experiment 2. Okay. All right. So in your kit, there's a repackaging log. It looks for all the world like this. Okay. All right. Repackaging log. And we are going to fill in the paperwork. Okay. First for the blister pack. So the date repackaged was indeed today, whatever today is for you when you're doing this. Okay, pharmacy lot number, well, it's on here, and it's 123. It's furosemide. There's no indication of what the dose is, so we're just going to supply the information we have. It's furosemide. And you can't identify it from the tablets because they're not furosemide at all. It's all fantasy. Okay, these are white tablets. Okay, but for purposes of this exercise, this is furosemide. Manufacturer and lot number, well, Heart Pharmaceuticals. Oh, wait. We didn't make, we would, this says pharmacy lot number. We would make one up, okay? And just to give you an indication, what that would most likely look like would be something like 0104191, okay? Would be like the date, and then it's the first prep we did that day, so that would be 1. Okay, now, depending on where you work, it could be vastly different from that, but that's characteristic of the kind of pharmacy lot number that you might make up in order to have a lot number for that. Okay, the expiration date we arbitrarily decided is one date from the date we packaged it. Okay, so that's 1/4/20, or again, whatever day you did this. Okay. The quantity of units, in this case, it's 31. Prepped by, that would be you, and approved by would be the pharmacist you're working with. Okay, so you won't fill out the final column that says approved by. Okay, put your name, and depending on where you work, you may put your name, you may put your initials. It's probably smarter to put your name because you may have Betty Crocker and Beth Cook. Okay, they would both be BC, and they wouldn't identify it. All right, so they're probably going to want to have you put your name, but that's to be determined by the place you work. So that's the blister pack. We did that. The unit dose is pretty much the same thing, 19. In order to be consistent, it would be 0104192. Okay, get that? Okay. Again, furosemide. Again, Heart Pharmaceutical, or Heart Pharma. And the expiration date would be 1/4/20, or again, one year from the day that you did it. Okay. In this case, remember we modified to 8 because it doesn't wreck the packaging so bad. So it's not 10 like it says in the lab. It's 8. That's what we did. And you know what I? Oh, look at that. I put a 10 on that label. It's not 10. It's 8. Okay. And again, initials. Okay. And the last one, well, we had such a mess that I threw that in the trash, but we can get that information for the temazepam from the lab. The date's the same, and it would be like 01, 04, 19, 3, and it would be temazepam. Uh, 15 milligrams per 10 ml. Is that what it says? Yeah. Okay. And this is made by Trans-American Pharmaceuticals. Again, a company that does not exist, but that's fine. And that's going to be hard to write in there, so do the best you can. You might have to abbreviate or write small enough to use 2 lines. Expiration date is going to be in a year. Quantity of units, I would call that 3. You made 3 unit doses. And initials, and somebody that is looking over your shoulder in a real environment would put their initials there. They proved that you indeed did what you were supposed to have done. Okay. If you do this, if you do, particularly experiment 2, if you do that and you stick this thing in, let me know how that worked out for you, because I'd be curious to see. You know, I got 3 bottles. I only got 1 of those. So I was, and it's a bottle. Looks nice enough, but it's a bottle that I wasn't familiar with, and so I didn't use it. And I got a feeling that that would be better. So if you got 1 of them, or better yet, if you got 3 of them, use them in your unit dose bottles. I mentioned that in a little in between video that I hope you watch before you do 2. I'm going to try and make it first. Okay, that's about it. That wraps up Lab 5. We've done that. Good for us. Okay. And so we'll move on to Lab 6 next week. Next week will be week 3, and so forth. Okay, that's it for now. Talk to you soon.